So last week I sold a $3,400 funnel. It's just a one-page funnel to one of my clients. And in this video, I'm going to show you why he paid and why somebody might do that when most web designers struggle to charge like $500 for a 5-page website. And so I wanted to share this quick story with you, give you a bit of context, how somebody paid me $3,400 for a simple one-page funnel and why the client was compelled to do so. I know a lot of you, like if you're watching my YouTube channel right now, you probably have Gohighlevel agencies, you're selling services, AI, SaaS, hybrid agencies, whatever that is. Hopefully this is going to give you some insights so you can charge more for your services. So for me, like I do web design for the most part, that's my Gohighlevel agency. And this is the funnel that I sold him. But in the past, when I started doing this, like to give you more context, kind of like a funny story, I started going door to door, trying to get clients and pitching them on my website services. At the time, I was targeting local businesses that didn't have a website. And so one of the days when I was doing this, I walked into a pizza shop. And a lot of these small businesses, you might face the owner. You might meet him face to face. And so as for the owner, he was there. I introduced myself and I told him, hey, like you don't have a website and you're most likely missing a lot of traffic from Google. People that might want to check out your menu before they come, but you don't have any presence online. So I'd love to build a website for you. And this is going to help you make more money. So I gave him the pitch and he asked me, okay, like it's kind of interesting, but he was wondering like how much. And so I told him like at the time, I was doing very cheap. I was building him like a 7-page website with the menu, with all bunch of stuff, email list, all this crazy stuff. And I was going to do it for $500. So I told him $500. And his face was like, he couldn't believe it. He was like, this is just way too much. He couldn't fathom spending that much money on a website. He's like, oh, I thought you were going to say like $100 or something like that. He thought this was just an outrageous price. Nonetheless, he didn't want to work with me. And I didn't close the sale. And so you can see the difference. Like I was trying to close him for $500 and here we go charging $3,400 for something that is much easier, which is just a one-page funnel. 7-page website. So completely different, way cheaper, but he thought it was just too expensive. He wanted it for $100, $200 max. And so what I realized about pricing, after seeing lots of websites, having lots of clients, different niches, different type of clients, what I realized about pricing is that clients don't only pay based on the amount of work, complexity, or number of pages, this kind of stuff. There's other aspects that come into play when it comes to pricing. For the pizza owner, for him, he couldn't comprehend spending more than $200 for the website, regardless of the amount of work, complexity, or time that it would take me to build this 7-page website. And at the time when I walked in, I was telling him about the pricing. He asked me, oh, are there any other fees or anything else that I have to worry about on top of the $500? I told him, yeah, just like $20 a month to host the website. That's it, which honestly is very cheap. Like $20 a month is not much at all. Like he just didn't want to spend $20 a month for the website hosting as well. What I realized is that you cannot always price based on amount of work, complexity, or number of pages for websites, that kind of stuff. Pricing also has other factors that come into play. And so the right type of client would rather pay for expertise, speed, convenience, and also return on investment. So what is the website actually going to do for them? So these are other factors that not a lot of people think about when pricing their services that come into play. And so what I realized after seeing different websites to different niches, different business owners, what I realized is a lot of times it often comes down to who you sell as opposed to what you sell. And here's kind of the perfect example is the pizza shop as opposed to the $3,400 website I just sold to a multiple 6-figure online coach. Even though for the pizza shop, I'm building a website that quote unquote is going to be more complex, more work, all that stuff compared to like a one-page quick, easy funnel. The pizza shop is not going to be able to pay for that because they only have 10% profit margins. They have high overhead. They have a lot of employees, ingredients, rent, food, and they're also capped as to how much money they can make with that one pizza shop. They can only fit that many people. They can only make so many pizzas at any given time. And they're charging very low. $5 for one slice, $20 for a pie, whatever that is. It's going to be really hard for this type of business owner as opposed to a multiple 6-figure online coach who has 85% profit margins, pretty much no overhead, all digital, like 2 team members. I think he had like a video editor, somebody to help him set and book appointments. He has no rent, high leverage. He can sell as many digital products as he wants. The coaches, the online coaching, the courses, it's all digital. He has a lot of leverage, uncapped potential. He's going to keep scaling. Is one of the reasons why he hired me to help him with the online offer. Is he want to keep scaling. He has a lot of potential and he's selling high ticket. So he's closing like 5K deals, 5 to 10K deals, high ticket stuff. And so completely different type of business owner, same product, quote unquote. You're building a website, 5-page website. you're building a one-page funnel. I'm doing the same thing. It's still the same type of product, but it's completely type of different business owner who I'm selling to. So the main difference here is that the website for the online coach will have a big ROI, and for the pizza shop, it's more of like a nice thing to have. Now, to give you a bit of context about the deal itself, why this coach reached out to me is because he was burning thousands of dollars every week because he was sending traffic, paying for ads to a shitty funnel. He came to me, he was like, hey, I have a terrible funnel, it's not converting well, and I'm sending a lot of traffic to this funnel, and I'm just losing out on sales. So for him, it was high urgency. He needed to get this fixed ASAP, and he was losing a lot of money because of that. So for him, the funnel has a lot of utility, as opposed to for the pizza shop. When I approached him, when I was doing my, when I walked into a store, and he said, you know what, like I kind of like the idea about a website, but it's not really like a priority for me right now. I get most of my clients from Uber Eats. So for him, the website is not like something that he needed to get that was pressing, that he was going to make money from. For him, the utility is just like a nice thing to have, maybe like an online presence type of thing, but it's not directly related with the ROI. Whereas for the coach, he literally needs this to make money, to sell his products, his coaching, his online offers, all that stuff. Now, the mindset of these two type of business owners is completely different as well. Something that I noticed is for the coach, like he wanted to get this done quickly. He wanted to pay for the expertise. He knew he could probably find like a cheaper web designer on Fiverr or something like that, but he just wanted me to do it quickly, take care of it. He was willing to invest to keep scaling. He wanted to keep scaling his offer to 7 figures. So this is one of the things that he told me is like, I have a bunch of students and stuff, but I'm trying to grow, trying to get better, trying to make more money, trying to keep this thing growing. Whereas for the pizza shop, his mindset was completely different. He was kind of struggling. He was telling me like, we don't make that much money. I'm scared of spending $500 and maybe I won't make the money back. He was just kind of not willing to keep growing. He said like, it'd be kind of cool to have a website, but it's not really like a priority right now. So he didn't care about keeping growing and getting, leads through Google Maps, start ranking, all that stuff. Like he didn't care about that stuff. And honestly, the business probably been making the same amount of money for years. So completely different mindsets, two different types of business owners, and just the value they see on a product is going to be completely different. Now, in terms of return investment, I kind of touched on this earlier, but for the coach, it just makes a ton of sense. Like he's running ads to that funnel, he's losing money. And for him, if he just gets one more client that pays him $5K or $10K, which is one of the offers that he has, it takes care of the entire investment. The $3,400 is like a no-brainer for him. If he just gets even one client through that funnel, it more than pays for the whole thing. But for the pizza shop, it would be kind of the complete opposite. If I were to sell my $3,400 website, I don't know how many pizzas you need to sell to just even break even. But it would be like way over 300 pizzas with those low margins. He wouldn't even break even at that price point. And so the ROI is very clear for specific type of industries. And so that's kind of something that we noticed along the way is we don't want to target specific types of business owners that we simply cannot help. Now, if you face some of this yourself, if you're a Gohighlevel agency owner, you're selling websites, maybe you're doing some type of hybrid offer, SaaS, whatever that is, like here's some other hyping industries that we've actually helped. And these are some of industries that are willing to pay for high ticket services like the ones we sell, that are willing to invest in themselves, take action. Honestly, these type of clients are the easiest to deal with. These type of clients, when we close these sort of clients, are most likely nightmare clients. Some of the clients that we've actually helped is, of course, online coaches like this one right here. We've also done websites in the finance lending space as well. Mortgages, mortgage brokers, these people could be like a $10,000 commission in just one client. For them, it's really worth it to have an online presence, to have a good website where they capture leads, all this stuff. Info products is another one we've done. So like coaching, courses, digital products, that kind of stuff. We've helped a couple info product owners as well. Course sellers, people that sell courses. And we've also done lawyers. I think I did a video about this very recently where we helped a lawyer with a website. And we've also done a website for an accounting firm. And I think this was actually like pretty high ticket, like over $3,000 for this website. And so you can see like these niches are completely different from some of those like local type of niches. A lot of people talk about on YouTube, like pizza shops, like those kind of very small businesses that they might not be able to pay you. These are some of the industries that we've actually helped ourselves. And the type of client you deal with here is completely different with some of the smaller type of niches that we just simply cannot help. Now, my last video, I think somebody commented like, just tell me more about the service delivery aspect, like what happens after somebody pays. So I'll break it down right now. So I close a deal quick, just over email very quickly, one sales call. done. Client took care of the invoice right away, 100% upfront. Now what happened after is he just wanted to redesign the current funnel, make it better. And we actually have a funnel, a coaching sales funnel that we've already created. Like one of the templates, I've talked about this in other videos, sell and deploy. We have our master templates already good to go. One of them is a funnel for online coaches. So we use that same funnel, and I took all his copy, kind of the new assets that he gave me, and I launched it very quickly. I think we launched within like 36 hours. So about a day and a half from the moment he paid to the moment we delivered the website, very quickly. One of the things that I like about Gohighlevel is we already have all that stuff built out. So that's kind of what the service delivery aspect looked like. That's kind of dealing with this client looked like, and that's why somebody was compelled to pay us $3,400. That's another aspect about it. But the deal is that he needed speed. And so like on the call, he tells me like, hey, I'm burning thousands of dollars a week. I need this to be done quickly. And so for us, like we usually have two types of pricing. If they're pretty okay with like the website being built out in like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, then we have one type of pricing. But if they need something to get done, like 24-hour turnaround, 36-hour turnaround, we're gonna charge more. And for him, he was like, you know what? I'm totally okay paying more if it means I could get this done quickly. I need to relaunch my funnel ASAP. And so for him, that's why it made a lot of sense to hire us, as opposed to like trying to find somebody on Fiverr, negotiate prices, all this stuff. And he's like, you know what, just, I'm willing to pay a premium, but I need to get this done. And for him, being the type of business owner that he is, it made a ton of sense to do it. And so I wanted to share this video. I know this is not the technical videos that I usually post on this channel, but a lot of times like this might give you an unlock where you can start charging more money, close certain type of clients, find a new niche, and start making more money. So I wanted to drop this quick video for you guys. And if you are selling and deploying websites and you just want to, do this process the way we did it, like 36 hours, deliver this website. We did a lawyer website very recently, like very quickly, like we're doing turnarounds of like 3 days, just like that. If you want to get all the templates that we use for service delivery for an actual web design agency in Gohighlevel, just click the first link in bio and you can start selling and deploying all of our websites to your own clients.